Welcome to a journey through history's darkest corners, where ancient walls hide centuries-old secrets and restless spirits. In this video, we'll take you to the top 15 most haunted castles in the world. From eerie whispers echoing in abandoned halls to spine-chilling ghost sightings, these castles are home to more than just memories. Dare to step inside and discover the terrifying tales that make these fortresses infamous. 1. Bran Castle, Romania. Nestled in the heart of Transylvania, Bran Castle stands as a foreboding reminder of one of history's most feared rulers, Vlad the Impaler. Legend has it that Vlad's thirst for blood was not just in battle, but in life and death. Locals whisper about tortured souls trapped within its towering walls, their screams still echoing in the dead of night. Guests have reported hearing faint whispers, as if someone or something is watching from the shadows. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures moving through the ancient hallways, dark, flickering shapes that vanish as quickly as they appear. The chilling atmosphere, combined with its notorious history, leaves many visitors with an undeniable sense of dread that follows them long after they've left. 2. Leap Castle, Ireland. The ominous Leap Castle, with its stone walls steeped in blood, is infamous for its violent past. The castle was once home to a brutal massacre in the aptly named Bloody Chapel, where one brother murdered another in a power struggle. But the true terror lies within the oubliette, a secret dungeon where prisoners were thrown to rot, with spikes waiting at the bottom for those unfortunate enough to be dropped. Visitors often describe an overpowering feeling of fear, as though the walls themselves are alive with pain. Worst of all is the elemental, a grotesque, foul-smelling entity that has been seen lurking in the darkest corners. Many say just the sight of this spirit is enough to make you flee in terror. 3. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. High atop Castle Rock, Edinburgh Castle looms over the city, not only as a historical landmark, but as a beacon for paranormal activity. Its stone walls have witnessed countless executions, imprisonments, and even ghostly apparitions. A headless drummer, whose rhythmic beats echo through the empty halls, is said to appear before disaster strikes. Visitors often report cold spots, unseen hands tugging at their clothes, and eerie music playing in the distance. The most unnerving presence, however, is that of the lost piper. Sent to explore the castle's tunnels centuries ago, he disappeared without a trace, but his bagpipes can still be heard playing faintly beneath the castle grounds, an eternal reminder of his doomed fate. 4. Chateau de Brissac, France. Known as the Castle of the Murdered Lady, Chateau de Brissac is haunted by the tragic spirit of Charlotte of France, who was brutally murdered by her husband after he discovered her affair. Her ghost, known as the Green Lady, wanders the castle's grand halls, her face marked by decay, a permanent reminder of her violent death. Visitors often hear moaning late at night, and some even report seeing her spectral figure gazing out of windows. The sense of unease is overwhelming, as though the very air in the castle is thick with sorrow and betrayal. It's said that those who encounter her never forget the hollow, accusing stare of her decaying visage. 5. Himeji Castle, Japan. Among the pristine beauty of Himeji Castle lies the tragic story of Okiku, a servant girl wrongfully accused of theft and thrown into a well. Her ghost is said to rise from the well each night, counting plates in a mournful voice, never reaching 10. Visitors often hear her anguished cries carried on the wind, her sorrowful spirit forever trapped within the castle walls. Some have even claimed to see her ghostly form, wet from the well, wandering the grounds. The sense of injustice and torment hangs in the air, making those who walk the castle's grounds feel as though they're being watched by unseen eyes, cold and unforgiving. 6. Ballygally Castle, Northern Ireland. Ballygally Castle's peaceful exterior hides a tragic past. Lady Isabel Shaw, locked in a room by her cruel husband, is said to have leapt from the tower to her death. Now, her restless spirit knocks on guests' doors late at night, seeking the freedom she never had in life. Guests report feeling an unshakable chill in the air, doors slamming by themselves, and the faintest sound of a woman's voice whispering through the walls. In the dead of night, some have even seen her translucent figure pacing the hallways, her face filled with sorrow and longing, doomed to wander the castle for. 7. Predjama Castle, Slovenia. Built into a cliffside, Predjama Castle's haunting history is as imposing as its structure. Erasm Luger, the infamous robber baron, met his grisly end here, betrayed and killed while hiding in the secret passages. His ghost is said to haunt the dark, narrow hallways, and visitors often report hearing his voice echoing in the cold stone chambers. Mysterious footsteps follow you as you explore the castle's many rooms, yet when you turn, no one is there. The atmosphere is heavy with a sense of doom, as though the very walls hold the weight of centuries of betrayal, violence, and death. 8. Musham Castle, Austria. Musham Castle is infamous for its role in the witch trials of the 17th century, where many innocent people were tortured and executed. The castle's dark past seems to have seeped into its very core, with spirits of those wrongfully accused still lingering. Visitors often hear disembodied voices whispering in the dark, and some have reported seeing the shadowy figures of women in chains, their faces contorted in agony. It's said that the very air in the dungeon is thick with the cries of those who suffered, making it a place of unspeakable terror and sorrow. 9. Chillingham Castle, England. Chillingham Castle, with its medieval history of bloodshed, is renowned for its paranormal activity. The Blue Boy, a child who was once walled up alive, is often seen in the Pink Room, his ghostly cries echoing through the night. Visitors have reported feeling cold spots, hearing disembodied screams, and seeing the Blue Boy's ghost materialize before them. The sense of terror is palpable, as though the castle itself holds the spirits of those who met untimely and brutal deaths. The ghostly presence of former prisoners and soldiers is so strong that even the bravest souls leave with their hearts. 10. Dragsholm Castle, Denmark. Dragsholm Castle is haunted by the White Lady, a noblewoman who was imprisoned and bricked into a wall by her own father for loving a commoner. Her ghostly figure is often seen wandering the castle's corridors, weeping softly. Guests report feeling an overwhelming sadness in her presence, as though her broken heart still lingers. The castle is also home to the ghost of a former nobleman who rides through the courtyard on a phantom horse. The cold air and unsettling atmosphere make it clear that Dragsholm's spirits are never far from those who dare to enter. 11. Hska Castle, Czech Republic. Perched above a hole said to be a gateway to hell, Hska Castle is one of the most chilling places on Earth. Legend has it that the castle was built to contain the demonic forces that emerge from the pit, and many who venture here report feeling an overwhelming sense of evil. The sound of wings flapping in the darkness, disembodied whispers, and the sudden appearance of grotesque creatures have all been reported. The atmosphere is thick with malice, making even the most skeptical visitors feel as though something unspeakably evil lurks just beyond the shadows. 12. Elz Castle, Germany. Elz Castle's haunting is tied to the tragic tale of Lady Agnes, who died defending her family's honor. Her ghost, dressed in armor, has been seen wandering the castle grounds, a spectral guardian of her former home. Visitors report hearing the clank of armor and seeing fleeting glimpses of her ghostly figure moving through the ancient halls. The weight of her untimely death hangs in the air, making every creak and groan of the castle feel like a haunting reminder of her presence. 13. Castle Fraser, Scotland. Castle. Fraser is home to a ghostly woman who was brutally murdered within its walls. Her body was dragged down the stairs, leaving behind a bloody trail that, to this day, no amount of cleaning can remove. Visitors often report hearing her footsteps in the night, as though she's reliving her final terrifying moments. The atmosphere in the castle is thick with fear and sorrow, and those who have seen her ghost say that her face is contorted in an expression of unimaginable pain. 14. The Tower of London, England. The Tower of London has seen more than its fair share of death, and its ghosts reflect its bloody history. The ghost of Anne Boleyn, one of the most famous victims of the tower, is often seen wandering near the place where she was executed, her head tucked under her arm. Visitors have reported seeing her ghostly figure, as well as hearing the cries of Lady Jane Grey, who was also executed here. The tower's tortured past is palpable, and those who visit often leave with an overwhelming sense of sorrow and dread. 15. Belvoir Castle, USA. Belvoir Castle's haunting stems from a collection of haunted objects within its walls. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures in the mirrors, and some have felt an icy hand touch their shoulder when no one is there. The most disturbing occurrence is the appearance of a ghostly monk who is said to roam the halls at night. The sense of unease is overwhelming, with many visitors leaving with the feeling that something unseen has followed them home. As the sun sets on these haunted castles, their chilling stories live on, passed down through generations. Do you believe in the spirits that roam these ancient grounds? If you're brave enough to explore more ghostly encounters, be sure to like, subscribe, and join us on our next terrifying adventure. Until then, beware of what lurks in the shadows.